We had this special opportunity in terms of rewilding, which has taken up a lot of my creative space and a lot of um, kind of space on social media because I think it's really useful to show the process because then other people get excited about doing it. And basically, the idea is that we have all this suburban and urban yard space that's been kind of terraformed into lawns and other things that are not very biodiverse, even as we're also losing, what wilderness habitat to development and all kinds of other things. So you can kind of rewild your yard and make it more friendly for birds and pollinators and whatnot, that you can really make a difference if enough people did that. Like there's millions of acres of yards out there. Here, our special dilemma was when we first bought this house on the edge of this ravine, just 10 minutes from the heart of downtown. There's this trough of woodland at the bottom. It looked amazing. And then when I looked closer, there are all of these invasive species. And what that basically means is when species that maybe escape from big box stores, there's a lot of species in Florida, plant species that you're no longer allowed to actually sell that were sold in the 50s and 60s without people realizing they were going to take over. But the worst of these basically just strangle the native plants and leave no space for them. And what that means is it's a food wasteland for like migrating birds and other species that live here because they're not adapted to eat those plants, and they've taken over. So I had to spend a lot of time digging up air potato, which is a special kind of torment, and to basically take this half acre and turn it into an oasis. And so we've done that. We planted over 400 understory trees, native plants, bushes. And as part of that transformation, it was already pretty biodiverse, but you could see the difference in terms of even the box turtle activity, the number of species of birds. Like we've seen 150 species of birds, including migration season, in this trough of ravine, and that's ridiculous for a suburban area. We have foxes, we have possums and raccoons. There's even a bobcat that came through the ravine once. I think it was headed somewhere else. Deer. And again, you have to remember, even though it's like this trough of woodland, it's still in the suburban area, 10 minutes from the state capital. So I felt a special kind of mission, especially when we found out that the box turtles in the yard, some of them were 50 years old. And they'd survived all the subdivisions being built because this trough of ravine was wide enough that their 1 acre territory didn't cross any roads. But when you're looking in the eye of a creature that's, well, at that point was older than me, I guess is older than me now. That was 4 years ago. So they're 1 year older than I am, and you really feel a responsibility to be a good steward and to do what you can. And so we've had this rejuvenation, and we're so blessed with wildlife. It's ridiculous. The bird song in the morning, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, there's a major highway fairly close that we hear the rush hour traffic from, but you can't hear it in the morning because the bird song is so strong.